Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Seraphina and thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video is going to be testing out new makeup. So a lot of this makeup was in my Ulta haul, so if you haven't watched that, make sure to watch that either now and come back to this video or watch that after this because you will get a little bit more details about the products that I will be using and where you can find them. So these are not necessarily new products on the market, more like new products to me. Some of them are newer products on the market or in the makeup community. But I thought this would be a fun video to kind of step out of my comfort zone and try things that are new. So if you enjoy videos like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to hit the red subscribe button next to my name and make sure you leave a comment down below of any new makeup that I should pick up and give a try. So let's go ahead and get started. So my hair is pink. My friend is in cosmetology school and she dyed it pink. Yeah, I like it. It's different shades of pink. Like under here you have more rose gold, on top you have more neon. I thought it would just be something fun to try. It's not like permanent, it's more semi-permanent, so it will fade with each wash. So yeah, that's about it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just clip my hair back with these little clips, and I found some of these at the dollar store the other day and I was like, whoa, they sell these at the dollar store? So the first product I'm going to be using is this Revlon Prime Plus Brightening and Skin Tone Evening Primer. This primer looks really promising. Kelly Strack, she's a YouTuber, she compared this to the Ole Henriksen Banana Brightening Primer. So we'll see. It does have a citrusy scent to it. It also does have like a yellow tone like the Banana Bright primer, and it is a little bit tacky, which is really nice. I'm just going to jump into my First Aid Beauty's Pores Be Gone primer. This is not a new product. I use this all the time and just put it right here where my pores are. So today, for once, it's beautiful outside. Usually every single time I film, it is raining. So today is a really beautiful day and we have we're getting together for a birthday party tonight and I need to go to Trader Joe's, so I have a lot planned today. So next I'm going in with the Milani Screen Queen foundation in the shade 260 Warm Bisque. Hopefully this is a good match for me. Fingers crossed. Yeah, this should work. This is a newer foundation. It's supposed to help with blue light, which blue light is like from your computers and from your phones, and so it's supposed to help protect your skin from that. Kathleen Lights uses this on her channel. I hadn't heard anything about it until I watched her video, so I was like, that's interesting. So I picked it up when I was at Ulta. So I'm just gonna take my foundation brush and kind of buff this out. So some of you might be like, girl, why is your hair pink? And I don't know, I just thought it was fun. I saw it on Pinterest. Pinterest makes me do crazy things like cut my hair and dye my hair pink. I did cut my hair as well. It used to be like down to here. I cut probably about 3 inches off of it. And I don't know, it's just something fun to do and kind of step out of my comfort zone. I've been trying to step out of my comfort zone over the past probably like a year or something. That's something that I have been trying to do, kind of like a personal goal that I've like set for myself, is to step out of my comfort zone and not really do things out of fear of what other people will think or say. And that's kind of who I am. I'm a people pleaser. I want everyone to be happy with my decisions, which is kind of crazy even just talking about it. Like, well, that's silly, it's your life. So I just kind of like have been doing baby steps, like wearing what I want to wear, not being afraid to wear crop tops or high-waisted shorts or, you know, whatever. I'm just kind of doing me. So I thought it was cute. So this foundation was like the perfect shade match. It looks really nice blended out with a brush. I'm just going to take this damp e.l.f. sponge and just kind of go over it. This just really helps get rid of any brush strokes or brush marks that you might have. Let's read the claims on this. It's a luminous natural skin finish, buildable light to medium coverage, long wear, and I do think that that is 100% true. This looks really, really nice on the skin. I would say it is a natural finish. It is not super glowy or dewy, which I kind of prefer in a foundation. So I think this would work really well for oily or dry skins. It's kind of in the middle. It's not matte, but it's also not dewy. So I really like the way that this is wearing, and it's kind of perfect. Today is so hot and humid outside, and I love the fact that this is a light to buildable coverage. I'm not even going to try to build it up because I am loving the way that it looked just the way it is. So next I'm going to go in with this Boring This Away Naturally Radiant Concealer in the shade light to medium. I know this is going to be too dark. I know this is going to be too dark. I think this is really just going to add some coverage. So I might actually have to go in with a lighter concealer, but I got this at TJ Maxx. And I was really excited when I found it because I've heard really good things about the Born This Way foundation. And so I was like, oh, they make a concealer. I don't own a lot of Too Faced products. So yeah, I was really excited. It blends out like a dream. Like, it blends out perfectly. So this concealer blends out like a dream. Like I said, it is a little bit dark for brightening the under eye, but I think that it adds the perfect amount of coverage because we're putting this concealer on top of a light foundation. It just adds a little bit of coverage to the under eyes and to the little bit of redness that I have under here, and then I dragged it up onto the eyelid. Wow, I'm loving the base, let me tell you. This concealer is really nice. I think it would be even more perfect for like spot concealing. So if you watch my 5-minute makeup video, you know that I just use a concealer to kind of spot conceal and blend it out instead of a foundation. And I think this would be perfect for that. It blended out so easily, so flawlessly, and it is just gorgeous. This base is stunning, let me tell you. It might be my two new kind of favorite combination. Wow, it's really good. So the next thing I have, it's kind of a confusing product. So this is the Milani 03 Beauty's Touch Illuminating Face Powder. So it says you can use it as a highlighter, a bronzer, or a blush. So I bought it because the packaging is gorgeous. But whenever I swatch it, it just looks like a face powder. So we're going to use it as, we're going to use it as an all over face powder because it doesn't really have, it doesn't have like a bronzy shade or a blush shade or a highlighter shade. So I'm just gonna kind of dip into it. Maybe I was wrong. See, add a little bit of pinkiness there. So what I'm gonna do is take my all over powder brush and just swirl it and just kind of set this foundation. This foundation is not super dewy, so you don't have to set it a ton. I just kind of like to do a little bit of powder over my foundation concealer just because it gets rid of some of that stickiness that you can kind of experience. So yeah, I think this is a little bit confusing of a product. I think that the packaging is gorgeous, but it's kind of not pink enough to be a blush, but it's definitely not a bronzer. So I don't know. So I just thought I'd use it as an overall face powder, and I think it, you know, turned out pretty well. So next we have our Rimmel London Natural Bronzer. So this is an old product. I mean, I just bought it, but it's been out on the market for a long time. Rimmel is hard to find. Like, I found this at Walgreens. I don't even know if they sell Rimmel at Walmart, but they do not sell it at Ulta. So this is a product that I did not get at Ulta. But I'm just going to bronze up the face. They did have 3 different shades of this. This one is 021 Sunlight, so I think this is the middle shade. I think they had one that was lighter and then had one that was a little bit, like, a lot darker. So they have 3 shades. And I always carry my bronzer up to my nose and just kind of sweep it. It kind of can like contour out those cheeks a little bit, and it just makes your blush kind of flow a little bit more like seamlessly into the bronzer, so you don't have that discreet like blush, bronzer, highlighter lines. It just kind of makes everything flow a little bit better in my personal opinion. Alright, so I think that bronzer turned out really, really nicely. When I tell you I'm loving the base, I am loving this base. It's so pretty. Everything is just flowing really nicely and sitting really, kind of like soaking into the skin really nicely because of that foundation. Might even be the primer that I'm really enjoying. I think everything is working out really well so far. So the next thing, I have two blushes. They're both by Milani. This is the Milani Berry Rays Color Harmony. So it has a couple different shades of blush to choose from. And then this one is the famous Baked Powder blush in the shade 05 Luminoso. So I'm so excited to try this. So I'm going to do, I think, one on one side, one on the other. So I'm just taking this Beach Cosmetics brush. So the Luminoso blush is highly talked and raved about. It is really, really pretty. If you can just see the peachiness that it adds, and it is a shimmery blush. If you don't like shimmery blushes, you will not like this. Usually I like to use a matte blush and then put a shimmer right here on just the apples of the cheek to really make them stand out. But this is an all over shimmery blush and I think it's really pretty. I'm going to take another angled blush brush, I can never say that right, and dip into, I'm going to focus mainly on these two lighter pink shades. Okay, it's not really showing up very well. Alright, I'm just going to abandon that, and not saying it's a bad product, but it's not really showing up, and the Luminoso is so pretty and shiny and like dewy looking that I kind of want to match it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put Luminoso on the other side as well. I always take my blush brush like at the end, so I go this, and then I always take it and sweep it across the nose, and see how your like blush and highlighter just like kind of, or your blush and bronzer just kind of like flow together. I think it's so pretty. This, I can see why this is widely talked about, such a famous product, because it is beautiful. They did have multiple shades in this as well, so if peach is not suited for your skin tone or not really your style, they do have some darker ones, more pink toned ones. They have a lot of different shades in this, but like this is stunning. It's gorgeous. And the next thing I'm going to do for face is highlighter. So I have this Too Faced Hyper Reflective Triple Scoop Highlighting Palette. And this you can actually see in my TJ Maxx haul. So like I said, a lot of this came from my Ulta haul or my TJ Maxx haul. And then this one as well is the Bronze Boost by Physicians Formula. So what I'm going to do is take the Bronze Boost and go in with this really pretty middle shade. I don't know if these have names. I don't think they do. So this really pretty champagne shade. Get my highlighter brush. Ooh, that's really pretty. That's really pretty. I wouldn't say it's like blinding. I mean, I think you could definitely probably build it up to blinding. I'm just going in with a really light hand because I want to put some of the Too Faced one on top. Plus with that blush, oh my gosh, my base is like looking so good. I think especially with that blush, just having that little bit of shimmer in it is stunning. So next I'm gonna go in with this little white shade and just kind of focus it right here on those apples. So this is a little bit more glittery. Ooh, that just like really stepped it up. Can you guys see that? So this is definitely a little bit more of a glittery highlighter. That's why I'm really just focusing it right there on those apples. See that shine? Gorgeous. So what I like to do after all my face products are in, before I move to the eyes, is just spray it with a little bit of setting spray. This just kind of helps melt everything together as like one final step, and then I'll go in at the end and spray it again. This is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. So this is the original one. They now have a dewy one and a matte one. I just went with the original one in 03 Make It Last, and I've never used this before, but like I said, this is also a really well-known product that everyone talks about. Still don't have a fan. I don't know when I'll get one. So it has a really strong mister, so definitely hold it like away from your face, but Can you guys just see like how pretty the face is looking? So the next thing that I am going to do is eyes. So I have this beautiful Juvia's Place, Berries by Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette that is gorgeous, and it matches my hair, kind of pinks and stuff. Move you guys in a little bit closer. I'm gonna do a really simple eye look with this, and first I'm gonna go in with the shade. I don't even know if these have shades. I don't think they do. I'm gonna go in with this really pretty shade at the top. Ooh, pigment. So most of all the brushes that I use are BH Cosmetic brushes. I think BH Cosmetics has some really fabulous brushes for the price. Usually you can buy them at Ulta. And then I bought some of these at TJ Maxx. So I'm just taking that and blending it into the crease. Kind of using it as like a really light transition shade. I was recently introduced to Juvia's Place eyeshadows through YouTube. I watched someone do it in her full face of products by Black owners. She used one of the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes, and it was the rainbow one, and it was gorgeous. Like, it was so pretty, and I was like, I don't even own anything by that brand. So then I went to Ulta and bought 2 of their palettes, and I used the mini Nubian one with like the green packaging the other day, and it was really pretty as well. So I just think that they have a really solid brand, and you can find them for pretty cheap. I mean, like, their qualities kind of reminds me of ColourPop, like just the fact of like you get a really good quality pigmented eyeshadows at a really affordable price. All right, I'm liking the way that is looking, and honestly I could keep it like this and just do a little bit of glitter. I do not like that it doesn't have a mirror, but price that you pay, you can't be too picky. This was $14. The mini Nubian one is I think 9 or 10. So yeah, you can't be too picky. I'm just gonna kind of stick with this really pretty simple matte look. I'm gonna take this also BH Cosmetics brush and dip into this really bright pink down here. It does have a little bit of shimmer. I'm just gonna put this on the outer edge and then just kind of blend that in, just to add a little tiny bit of deepness. And then, like I said, we're just gonna take this brush and go on the outer edges. You could even take a clean brush. Let me stab myself in my eyeball. And I am just gonna take this really fluffy brush and just kind of run it across with no color on it. This is not a trick. I mean, this is just something that I like to do. I think that it just kind of like blends all your eyeshadows a little bit better. And then what I am gonna do is just take this Wet n Wild packing brush and just pack that light pink. I'm kind of going for like an all matte look here, in like right here. Voila, done. Oh, I think it's so pretty with my hair. Okay, I'm gonna take this little smudgy brush. I need to get more of these because I use them all the time to just smudge a little bit of that pink on the bottom lash. I'm going to take this palette and we're gonna do that, some inner corner highlighter. So I'm just gonna take this really pretty shade. It's a little bit glittery. But I think that that's really pretty on the eyes. Perfect. So next I have this Jordana Feather Brow Gel, Fluff, Shape, and Fill. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna use this as a brow gel. I think it's gonna be a little bit light. So I'm gonna go in with a really light hand. Looks good. They did have other shades. I got the shade Brunette 03. I think they might have had one darker. But yeah, this is working really nicely. I like that not a lot of product gets on the spoolie at one time. Sometimes with the ABH one, so much product gets on the spoolie and then I go on my brows and it's like, whoa, you know, like you have way too much product on there. All right, so the brows are looking good. Last, or not the last thing before lips, but the last thing on my eyes, I'm contemplating lashes or just mascara. I want to put lashes on, but like I said, when it's this hot outside, I just want to do the bare minimum with my eyes. So I think I'm just going to put a little bit of this, my favorite Believe Beauty mascara. I do not have a new mascara to try, so we're just going to put this on. All right, so this is what it looks like with mascara. I think it's really, really cute. Last thing I have is lips. So I have these two, well, I have a bunch of new lipsticks and like lip shades. I have these two from Bare Minerals in Hibiscus and then Cinnamon. I was going to use the shade Hibiscus, but it doesn't really match my eye look. It's very, very pink, like, see that? It's like a corally pink, where this is like a pink pink. So I'm not gonna use that one. And then this is the Bare Minerals one in Cinnamon. So I think I'm gonna go put some moisturizer on my lips and then be right back to do the lipstick. I said the last time that I wore lipstick, it was like, had a really weird like film on it, and it was because I didn't take my foundation off my lips. So that's what I did. Put some foundation, or put some chapstick on. Now I'm just going to apply this in the shade Cinnamon. Alright, so this is what the look looks like. I think that lipstick is really, really pretty, especially with this look, because you can't really tell in person. Or on camera, it looks really brown, but in person, it's like a really pretty pink undertone. So it really like pulls all the pink together without it being super pink like the shade Hibiscus. And I think that's kind of the point. Like, they're both pinks, like one's like a nude pink and one's like a true pink. And so this is what the finished look looks like. I'm just gonna give my face one more spritz of the Make It Last setting spray. This does have a fragrance to it. It's not super strong. It actually smells really nice. But if you're sensitive to fragrances, I would maybe test it out or just spray it a little bit further away from your face. It doesn't like last on your face or anything like that, but I did notice that it did have a slight fragrance. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I had a lot of fun filming this and found some new favorites. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.